Okay, Samantha, I've got you up and okay, good job. Great job with your submission, and the questions make sense, and I will address these questions as we go through um, the presentation. Okay. All right, let's just get started then. So let's jump right to the beginning. And here's what we have. We got well, actually, listen, I'm going to say you made this really easy for me because you've got everything included. I think you said direct mail, we'll talk about that, and process book, thumbnails and process book. Yeah, this is really, I mean, I'm going to tell you something. This is really understated, the thumbnails process book. Right here. This is one of the most important things of any portfolio. And I'm going to tell you, portfolio reviewers and hiring professionals like myself, we love to see sketches. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. It's not to check to see if you can sketch, it's to check to see if you can think. And that's the reality behind it. Sketching shows that you thought the process through before you just jumped in and started on the computer. And that's very important. And that's an attribute or a characteristic that a lot of hiring professionals look for in young designers. Okay, so that said, I think this is underdeveloped. You've got these basic sketches. You said you've got something more appropriate. I'm okay if the thumbnails don't point to the project in the collateral or publication design. I'm okay with a different set of thumbnails. As a matter of fact, I'm okay with you giving a set of thumbnails and then showing the final piece. Okay, so I'm not going to get stuck on this right here that it has to be from these. If you have good work, by all means, show it. Okay, so let's see what you have in addition to that. And then everything else is accounted for. I'm going to go through the presentation real quick. I'm going to make some general comments to just get you to start thinking about some things. Then we'll go back to the collateral and the thumbnails and talk about this week's stuff so that you can have it, start thinking about editing it. Okay, this is great that you have your resume done, but we're going to redesign this. Okay, so I hope you're not in love with it. Likewise with your mark, and this is the part where I'm probably going to get myself in trouble because it looks like you really thought this through, and I'm going to suggest we change it. This is the part where you're looking at me going, no, I'm not changing it. But just think about it. It's not very memorable. It's neat. I mean, I can see the letters forming in it. It's a nice, cool, organic path, a linear mark, but it's not memorable. And that's the whole thing that we need. Right there, I would suggest a simple monogram. Okay, let's sample sheet. We taught, or I get it. I get what you said about that. Talked about that just now. Collateral, we're going to go through each of these in just 1 second. So, and then thumbnail. So let's just go through this. Okay. This looks good. I'm not real sure about the harmony of your colors though. You've got this blue for your links, and then this other kind of like CMYK, or I'm sorry, RGB default blue, which is kind of like the color of default link blue, which is kind of nasty. So, and then plus I'm thinking about the way that harmonizes with that red right there. So I would rethink that. Plus the other thing here is that you want to do this. Well, let's get that highlighted. You almost missed that. Bikebuyers.com. That's something that we need to see, I would think. This site needs to be 3 pages deep. It's great that you left your URL, but in the portfolio itself, you need to show 3 pages deep in your portfolio. This I don't get. Okay, table of contents. You don't need a table of contents in something that's only 4 pages. It's only one fold. I mean, it doesn't make sense to have a table of contents, right? So, and then I don't know how this folds. I'm just really trying to figure out how this works. It's because this page here expands from here all the way down to the bottom of here, but this one doesn't seem to end. So I don't know where that ends. And I'm not real sure how this pieces itself together. Typographically, I think this is a really nice page right here. This is This is good type. Good job. But I'm just not seeing how this piece fits together. Okay, good. That's good. This is an outstanding page right here. This is beautiful use of the grid, nice typography, outstanding hierarchy, lovely work. Suggestions here. Your rags are bad. You got to fix your rags. Look at how they're like really long and really short. They jut in and out, and then in some areas they make these these patterns. You don't want that. Rags, your best rags are right here. Long line, short line, long line, short line. Not dramatically, but almost so you can't even notice it. Okay, next page. This looks good. This has already been mocked up, so we're gonna have to live with this, right? There's nothing we can do. It's an excellent piece. My only suggestion here is go into Photoshop, put this in Photoshop and clean up these little stray marks here. Also, try to get another angle of your mock-up. Typeface design, that looks good. Typically you want to use, you've got a problem here, and that's that you've got a stroke on your typeface or this kind of background, but you don't have that on your type presentation. So which one is it? Which is the real presentation? I would say stick with it. Don't vary for the presentation. Typically, when you show typeface, you're going to want to show, yes, your characters, yes, your lowercase letters, but also show your uppercase letters, and show a good section of special characters also. This piece looks very good. One thing when we get there, I'm gonna talk about maybe thinking about aligning a little bit more of attention to alignment. Amazing illustrations, beautiful work. This piece looks great, and that's your painting. Now, you've got this layout over top of the painting. Why don't you just show the painting? Actually, no, I take that back. No, I take that back. This is good. It's good to show this in a magazine. And we'll talk about the layout so that we can clean some things up when that time comes. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you have this in a layout because it shows it. Good. That's good. Excellent. Okay, and then the manual, we'll talk about the manual. There's some really good things here. And we'll definitely get that when that time comes. But for now, here's what I would like to do. And this corporate manual, you're going to be using that for your corporate design, most of it anyways. So I'm going to think about, so that leaves us with your thumbnails and process book. And that leaves us with your 4 sketches here. Now, I'd like to see what you're talking about when you have something else that you have to use. I'd like to see what you have. Can you get it submitted, like just really quick so we can look at it, to decide which one to use? Like I said, I'm not too concerned about it pointing to the collateral or publication design categories, as long as we get a good, solid set of thumbnails. Okay, thumbnails / process book. All right, so let's get that worked on. That thumbnails process book, showing basically what we need to do in a thumbnails process book is this: show your idea. All right. What I want to see as a hiring professional or a portfolio reviewer in this section is I want to see, okay, this is your idea. You started here. You started drawings. You started sketches. You started visual ideas. You started working with form. This is all with pencil. Sketches. You started your ideas. You started looking at typography and layout. You started settling on some layouts, okay? Then you went to digital and you started working on those digital layouts and making some changes there. And then you went and maybe did some color studies and some type studies. And then you show the final iteration or the final product, as it were, okay? And that's, I think, really important there to understand that process of the process book. Okay, let's go through your collateral pieces. I'm pushing 10 minutes here. And I didn't want to do that. Okay, this piece right here, National Magazine. Let's back down so we can see the whole ad. Okay, magazine cover. I'm going to say that this isn't really showing us much, okay? I would like to see some more type on this because, excuse me, one of the things that we're looking at here is in portfolio is every piece that you have in your portfolio, you're going to want to take a good, solid opportunity to show typography. I think this piece right here, basically, I can see a portfolio reviewer inside their head going, okay, we've got 2 images, placement of a masthead, placement of a flag, and placement of a red cross. Okay, what am I looking at? Do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of saying, okay, now we have this, I've got these article names over here, and the features in the articles, and we've got these subheads over here. It's looking like a magazine. Maybe we've got a feature spread title, etc., etc. Okay. My other suggestion is that I love that you're working in black and white. In a lot of places, you're working in black and white. And that's awesome. But it shows that you're working with form. That's amazing. But final product, some areas in your portfolio here are begging for color. I think this national right here, being that it is a nationalistic type a symbolic meaning, let's get some color in there. I think that's really critical. Okay, this piece, this piece is okay. A couple of things with this piece though that are a problem. I think October, rock climbing, November, December, whatever font that is, don't use it. Looks too much like Comic Sans. Let's change that out. Is that? Actually, I'm gonna take that back because that's the same font you're using here. Okay, that's fine. But you don't have to put these in boxes. You can take that box over there, maybe just take October and put it right here, down there, as a caption in each of those images on the side, so that we don't have 3 more actual visual stops. We only have 1 visual stop with the caption within. Okay, so those go down to there. Here, let's move this down. What WW wonderful. Let's move that down to about here, bottom of the ad. Okay, and then let's get that 1-800 at the very bottom of the ad. Okay, and then this ad right here, let's go ahead and leave the sky expansive because it is Arizona and we do want to expand that, give that feeling. Let's go ahead and take this and move it down. Let's align that maybe with the bottom of that image right there. So you have headline, then you have the logo and the 1-800 number. Okay, that image there, I can see it screened back, and that's probably a pretty decent idea since you have images over the side of those. Why pink in both images? Pink Jeep, pink top. You might want to mix that up a little bit. Let's move. Oh, where's the backside of this ad? Let's get a backside of this ad designed. And don't just wing it. Really design it. Boy, I'm over 12 minutes. I'm so sorry. Don't just design it. Don't just wing it. Look at your leading here. Let's get some space between those 2 lines of type right there. Okay, let's get a backside design of it. I think this is a lovely ad. I really do. A couple of things I would recommend is not using. You use the headline font for the headline, and then don't use it for stop by for our tour today. And it's especially not in black. If you want to say your inner kid is calling, stop by for your tour today. Let's get that in the same color as that, and okay, and then so that way this type would be considered to be something separate. So you have left or kind of center alignment here, center alignment here, center alignment here, center alignment here. Let's shoot for left alignment all the way down. I'll draw this from a mark right here, okay? And let's shoot for left alignment here, here, and here. Try it. I think it's going to counterbalance this candy image really nicely. Nice fade into the image, so this is a beautiful ad. Good job. This piece right here is just begging for color. Just begging for color. And again, I think it's wonderful you're working in black and white. It shows that you're paying attention to form before color, and that is exactly what you should be doing. Let's get some color in there. DVD. I like this. I think it's awesome. I think it's really clever. Do you have it mocked up? Can we get it mocked up? This is another thing, is we don't really know how it works. And that I said that about another one of your pieces. What was it? The one with the paintbrush? This one. I'm not sure how it works because you're just showing 2 flat pages. So I mean, did you see what I'm saying? Like I'm not figuring out how it fits together, just like I'm not figuring out how this one. I'm guessing that's the front, I'm guessing that's the spine, I'm guessing that's the back, I'm guessing that's the inside. But can you mock it up and put it together for your portfolio? I think that would be excellent. Okay, so there you have it. Sorry I took so long. I have got to cut this short right now. If you have any questions or comments at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. Okay, thanks. Great job.